Yo, we live. You're now listening to Volume 83 of the Bucket Up Podcast. Here with your boy Ty Doyle, aka DJ Buttersauce. Some call me Tylante. Your mom call me Over the Cuddle. And I'm here as always with the homie, the kid JB. What's good?
Yeah. Living good. Could have been right last week. Actually, I was right last week. Mister told you so. It is me, the kid JB. And like I said, it could have been right last week. Getting right into it, man. People, like to harp on me, say, "Oh no, man, you just over, speaking on it." I said the Lakers wouldn't be that hot this year. They sucked. And then I
We
said the Capitals would not repeat Stanley Cup champions as they've been eliminated from the first round of the NHL playoffs. And I'm right, the kid JB. But nah, man, I'm happy as shit because we got another guest in the building.
Brr, brr, brr.
I'm gonna just bring him in, man. We firing on all cylinders. We hot right now.
Yeah. What's
Lance,
good,
what's
Bucket
good,
Hat
man?
Boys, man? I'm excited to be on this podcast. I think it's been over probably almost about a year now that we connected, yo. And I've been following you guys for a while. I love everything you guys do as far as the content you guys put out. The regular what do you guys call Photoshop? I don't even know where you guys just be busting out these different movie covers that are hilarious, bro. Like I'll be at work and be like, yo, show my homies, like, look at this one they did this week. The Men in Black one had my boy Roland the other day, bro.
Nice.
Appreciate that. Yeah, man. Shouts to Buckethead Friday. But yeah, man, Lance Mijadas from Turned Up TV, Colorado's number one radio, hip hop and R&B. But yeah, man, shouts to you coming on the show. Like you were saying, yeah, we connected a little over a year ago, man.
Yes, sir.
We kind of had it later in the pod, but shit, I want to get to it now. Like, yes, tell the Buckets. I want to kind of hear whenever we bring a guest on. I usually fill people in and be like, "Yo, this is how we met," but we never really get the perception of the other person. So, yeah,
Yeah.
how did you meet the Bucket Hat Boys, bro?
So I was doing some promo on IG, bro. I think it all kicked off on Instagram, to be honest. I was doing some promo and I was looking for some new artists to be on my show. And it was crazy because I commented it on one of your guys' posts. And then you're like, yo, we're not hip hop artists. We're actually a podcast in Arizona. It'd be dope if you actually just threw some of our podcast on. So I thought it was cool because it gave me an opportunity to give my fans something new, something fresh, rather than every night just listening to hip hop music. So it was cool to be like, all right, yo, check out these guys. And then we busted in and played about a minute of your guys' podcast, of you guys going back. And my fans loved it, man. They loved it. They're like, yo, that's dope. And then once we shared the content and with you guys, the visuals that you guys had, that really gave some exposure and helped us out a little bit, because we were in that rut when we were like, okay, music. And then when JB hit me up, he's like, yo, let's get this podcast. If we get a little love on there, I'm like, dude, definitely. That's what they needed. So that was big for us, dude. So it was kind of right timing for both of us.
I really
Nice.
appreciate that, dude, because oftentimes my message gets twisted and it looks like I'm asking for handouts or I'm just trying to get put
Right.
on and shit like that. So I definitely want to appreciate you for understanding my message clearly. And that's what it
No, for
was,
sure.
bro. That was all I
Right.
intended, just to like show you love, and then hopefully you guys reciprocated or whatever. But yeah, man. Since then, bro, like I did my homework on you and filling the buckets in. Kind of what you go on. When did you start Turned Up TV, and like when did you like start the concept and started like get the ball rolling?
Yeah, man. And when I started about 6 years ago, again, I started doing, and it's dope. That's why I think we have good chemistry. I mean, me and you talk pretty much on the reg about just different business stuff, and you ask for advice sometimes, and you kind of help me out with what I want to do creatively. But I think it's dope just because podcasts aren't easy, as you guys know. I mean,
Right.
I tell you, this is number what, 86 for you guys, or
83.
83, yeah.
83. I'm going on 86, which is impressive, man, because I hear it all the time down here in Colorado. I mean, everyone wants to literally do what I do, is interview artists and start a podcast. And what they don't understand is, first off, for me, it was a little harder because it was all me. For you guys, that's why I think you guys, it's amazing because you have two different dynamics working. You have your flavor, and then you have, his style. And that's amazing for a podcast. That's what I kind of struggled with for a while by myself, because it was all me, and I felt that people were getting bored of me. So then I started figuring out a way to get artists in and get different segments in and stuff like that. So I understand the struggle of making a podcast,
Right.
and I know you guys. That's why, I mean, I'm proud of you guys as shit, because a lot of people just give up on podcasts. They're like, yeah, let's get it going, and then they do it for 2 weeks, and then I go, oh, work gets involved or this gets involved, and for you guys to keep that platform, that's probably reason why you guys are being so successful now, because people can rely on the Bucket Up podcast, right? They can rely on you guys giving them that content every week. And at times there was it with Turned Up where I was not doing shows, and then fan base was like, all right, he's half-assing it. Is he doing it? Is he not? And I think we all go through that rut. I mean, you guys probably went through that at times too with the podcast where, someone, life happens, right? I can't do it this week. I got work. I got family. I've done that too. But the difference is to be like, okay, well, we got to keep going. We got to make sure we keep doing it though. So that's what I respect about you guys, especially just being, because you guys know, I mean, you probably see it all the time. Everyone wants to do podcasts down there, probably, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we get that a lot, man. I hear that a lot. Like, oh, I would do a podcast if I had the time. And I'm like, yo, like me and like kind of put some respect on our name. Like me and Ty don't have extra time in our day. We make time for this shit.
Yeah.
And it's a passion of ours because we both have a radio history like you, Lance. And, in this world, you're not going to be given shit. So we kind of are building something off some, I personally want to be on a microphone ranting and complaining about shit anyway.
Right.
And then doing it with somebody that's actually able to put up with me and then give shit back to me is like, cool, because the way we kind of hooked up like as a duo was kind of, natural in its sense. I mean, we started working together at a job. Then we just started bouncing jokes off each other and started becoming like the funny guys at the office.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then people just kind of wanted more from us. So then, we started, like you said, with the bucket hat covers. And from there, people were like, yo, you guys should start a podcast or do a show or some shit. So we're like, yeah, word. So we started it, and almost 2 years later, here we are.
Which is, it's crazy, but it's been a cool thing to kind of keep up with and to keep doing. And like you said, it is hard to do week in week, making sure we can come up with content that we think people actually want to hear about, that we could actually talk about. Sometimes it can be a struggle, but sometimes you kind of just got to push through. You know what I mean?
No, I get it, and I mean you guys get it obviously, because you guys wouldn't be on episode 83 if it wasn't about that. You guys be on episode 3 or 4, whatever. So, no, it just shows that you guys are serious about your craft, and again, just for me, that's why I'm saying keep doing it and keep pushing it for you guys out there, because the second that you guys stop, I mean, someone is going to jump on your momentum and take over and become, be that duo that you guys do. So you already have that niche. And especially for me being all the way down in Colorado and loving you guys and understand what you guys do, that should just say something for what you guys have done is for a podcast. And I think another thing that's great for you guys to have your voice and be able to own your own podcast. And because first off, firsthand, I work in FM radio. I work for Flow 107.1 down here. It's one of the biggest hip hop stations in Denver. But I'm not dying to get on. I love it there, but I'm not dying to get on air because I have my podcast to have my voice and have that outlet, which I can kind of do a little more things my way anyway.
Right.
So I see a lot of people go in the studio, and we have some younger cats in there who are kind of getting ready to maybe jump on air. And one of the dudes the other day was like, yo, bro, like, you've been here busting your ass. Like, why aren't you getting ready to get on air? And I'm like, for me right now, I'm on the sales side too. So I'm making some bank on the sales side. So I'm like, bro, I'm chasing this bread, but then I could still have the outlet to have my voice if I want on my podcast. So that's what you guys are going to be able to put yourselves in position too, because everybody, same thing, once they get out of school for media school, they want to go to, I was that dude. I'm going to get out of school. I'm going to go to FM. I'm going to be a jock. I'm going to be on radio because I think I'm that good. I went over there, and as much as I experienced and everything that I did, I got slapped in the face. And they're like, no, bro, like, you're not going to be on air. You're going to have to go down to, the small station country, Pueblo, somewhere else, and do your thing. But that's where I fell back. And I'm like, dude, that's cool, because I could still go home and produce content and even cuss, even smoke, do whatever I want on my own shit because it's mine.
Right. So when did you get into, like, you did radio in college and stuff like that, or high school? Like, when did you kind of know that you wanted to do radio / music or entertainment type shit?
I think it's funny. That's a good question, man, because I was thinking about this the other day, and I was thinking about this actually yesterday because DMX came. He was in Denver, and I had some tickets to go, but I couldn't go because it was Game 7, bro. So I had to stay home and watch the Spurs.
I got you.
We'll get into that a little later, but I remember at a young age, I was always connected to radio. Like I remember waking up literally at like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning, and how I would always have my radio on. And I remember specifically waking up because back then it wasn't like now, bro, where we could YouTube a song and just listen to it, right?
Right.
It was fucking when DMX fucking, Rough Riders anthem came on. That was the only time. That was the time to hear it, bro. So I was
Right,
I'm like,
right.
bro, I gotta fucking jam this right now. 3 in the morning, vibe and listen to that DMX, and then the song's over. I go crash back to sleep. But at that time, that was some of the only times I could hear it, right? Or during school, I wasn't. So I kind of always had a connection to radio, and I always wanted to kind of entertain. But then when it came was when I started doing the podcast. I tried to go to radio school, bro, and they denied me because my call, like I had too much debt and shit. So I was like, all right, there's radio career's done. So then, same thing. I'm like, I started making music, and during that time, that everybody wanted to rap. Same thing like podcasts now. Everybody wanted to rap and make music.
Right.
So it's so hard to give, people to first off take you serious because you're a Colorado rapper. Second off, there's so many. So I'm like, thought around the ball. I'm like, how can I get these voices and my voice heard with something different? So I started Turns Up TV to promote Colorado hip hop and to get myself in there. And then it blew up to the point where we got on iHeartRadio. Started getting thousands of followers, thousands of listens. And then when I really knew it was big, bro, is when I had Larry Ulibarri, who's, Denver radio legend here, hit me up on Instagram and say, yo, your shit's dope. Your shows, I see you got a lot of fans. Why don't you come intern at Flow 1071? So that's just where it took off, bro. Like I really, really never really had a plan or a dream. I mean, my dream, to be honest, was to go to the NFL and be a quarterback. I played football. I was an all-state quarterback. I'm not the biggest, but I was in my Mike Vick shit back then. So
Nice.
I was pretty focused on that, man. And then once that dream was done, I really was like, fucking, I'm just going to be a normal person and go work, which was just drove me crazy because I didn't want to be that person. But I was like, fuck it. I'll just go work. Call center, concrete, lands, all this shit that didn't make me happy, bro. And just like you guys, I bet you guys can testify that that's another reason why you guys started your own shit to hopefully build something where you guys, obviously we want to live off this. It'd be awesome if in 5 years we could both talk and we're like, yeah, we're both making bread off just talking.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
that's fucking awesome that you kind of saw like your situation of like, you know what I mean? Like trying to be discovered and use that as like the basis of your show. Like that's fire. You know
man. I think I always say this, and I think I was blessed in life to kind of think different than other people, just to think outside the box and think, because there's always been things that I've done that has been successful, and it's always been kind of in a different way. And for me, and I think that's why me and JB asked me for some advice once in a while, is I really pride myself on being a humble person, like.
Right.
Because I understand where assholes are at. I understand where people hated on my podcast and where people didn't think it was going to go nowhere. And I'm like, bro, you can make so much better relationships if you just support other motherfuckers. The same thing, like people are doing what I do down here in Denver. They're doing interviewing Colorado artists, and some of them are doing it really good. Some of them are doing all right, but I still don't have no hate towards them because I'm like, bro, that's just building the industry. That's why I'm like, hell yeah, I'll go on your guys' podcast and do it because I think that's dope. I think that's cool to support someone else in there. How did you guys feel when you guys started to get in your momentum going together? What was that for you guys?
I think the tipping point was we got the published article on Bro Bible. I think that was, to me at least, an eye opener that like we kind of hit a niche or some sort of market because it pushed the needle enough to get a website to talk about us, right? If it was recycled content, they probably wouldn't. So at that point, that's when I kind of was like, damn, well, this is funny. I pride myself on being the funny guy in the room or in the office. So, I want to continue this type shit. So for me, that's when I kind of was like, all right, maybe we could turn this into like, a movie role or TV show or a cameo in a movie or something like that. And then maybe commercials, like, I don't know, something like that. Something marketable. Cartoons, voiceovers, anything. But that's me.
Yeah, for me, it was a little different. Like, I think anybody could tell JB's a little more confident off rip. So like me, I'm like, anything like you do like this is gonna be scary. And so I'm like, we could have done this shit and had, 2 or 3 listeners a week and, I'd have been cool because we had separated. We weren't at the same job anymore. So for me, it was kind of like a cool way to stay in touch with a homie.
Right.
But like once people that whether people that I know, people that I didn't know, people like yourself were kind of like, oh, yo, I fuck with the pod, or like they hit us up with questions. People, they're interacting with us on social media. Like, even people like I know, because like even if you know people, that don't mean they're gonna listen to a whole podcast.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? But like when people are like going back and forth with me about it, that's where I'm like, all right, yo, like yeah, I know this person, but like I know how that shit work. Like people don't have to give their time to shit.
Right,
And
right.
the fact that people are giving their time and like actually enjoying this shit, I'm like, all right, just being able to do that to like 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Like I know we can do that shit to more people. Like we can get more fans. We can build more people. We can do it to a couple people. So
100%. Yeah.
So like as I seen that more and more, the more and more I got more confident about like what we can actually do with this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean for just going off, how you guys really made an impact is, again, our show was one of the biggest shows in Colorado, and I can't name another podcast in Arizona besides you guys. You know what I'm saying? like that, like for real. Like I mean, obviously, if I did some work and looked at, but that's how you guys know that you made a name and you guys are making some noise even outside of the state because, again, same thing. That they could be someone in Arizona that'd be like, I can name a radio station in Denver and they don't know about us, but that's okay because we still know that we have a connect with you guys and we're making moves. And that's just what it is with, being independent and being able to do what you want. But same time and you guys know, like no one's going to care about your product as much as you guys do. So once they see you guys every day, okay, yeah, these dudes are really coming up with content. Cause it is, man, it's not easy to like, all right, dude, what do we talk about today? Or what are we going to do? How do we make the show fresh? What's different? Do we have a guest? All that shit is a struggle. It's a whole production. And that's what's cool about you guys to be able to put that together and make that work for podcasts. Cause like, again, the more that podcast gets notarized and it's taken off now and everybody wants to do it. So to have your fan base and have everything set like you guys do, like we do at Turned Up, it gives us an edge tremendously over anyone right now, especially in the social media content age.
Yeah, for sure, man. And like I say, also one thing this has provided is I made like some cool friends through. So shouts to the homie Kurt. He went to high school with Ty.
Yeah.
And then he became like a frequent bucket listener of the pod. And then he lives in Chicago, and I actually was going to Chicago at the time. So then we actually linked, and now we were homies. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. Yeah.
So this pod has provided like friendships as well. So it's not just for, it's actually, done things for me that I didn't even think. Like, you go into this thinking like, oh, I want to turn this into something, but you don't think like, oh, shit, I can meet somebody.
Exactly. And that's the thing about it, the connections is now that you guys, I mean, same thing, you guys come down to Colorado, you guys are more than well connected. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you guys got a studio you can go to and record. You guys can, you guys got connect with me. We could be able to go do some media stuff. And it's the same thing about Arizona, which is amazing. I have about 2 years ago, me and my brother took a trip down to California to go watch a Falcons Raiders game. And what I do, man, me being business all the time, I'm like, fuck it. I got on Instagram, I hashtag California hip hop, found a crew down there that was dope, linked with them. They got me some weed. We did a podcast. We pregame tailgate with them before the Raiders game, and got into like this special Raiders fucking crazy fan place where no one could get because of them. And again, it was all because of a podcast, bro.
That's
awesome. Because of a podcast. If not, we probably would have went to the game and just hung out at the hotel and went to the game normal. You know what I'm saying? Like instead of having that extra experience. So that's what's super dope about it. And just being able to have those connections and be able to make moves through that way as well. It's crazy.
It's funny you say that, man. Like, and not to act like we still in this inclusive group, but like, some people don't really understand what we do, including, sadly, my own family. Like my sister just doesn't understand this work. And I got invited, shouts to TTS, talk that shit. My homie Stud and C Jones, have a podcast back home where I'm from in Huntington.
That's so cool.
And they're in the station though. They're kind of in the hood. But we rep it. And what's funny is my sister is like not comfortable with me going down there because I'm from the village, which is like kind of the middle ground.
Okay.
And when I go there late at night, she's like, oh, no, I don't want you going over there, blah blah blah. But the thing about like my relationship my sister. She's like never been around, so she doesn't really know where I can and cannot be.
Right.
Right, or where I should be. But it was funny because I was like, yo, this is where the studio is. I have to be here. Like, can you give me the ride or not? And she's like, I'll give you a ride to like the station and you got it from there. I was like, all right, bet.
She's like, I ain't pulling up in that hood.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm like excited. So I go up and do the episode, and it was fun as shit. And then I made my way back to Brooklyn, and got back at my parents' house or like whatever. And the next day, she's like, my mom's like, why was your sister freaking out? I was like, I don't know, man. And then we posted the pictures of the episode, and it was all laughs and smiles, in the studio, like thumbs up and bucket hats. And she's like, looked like a good time to me, But
that's cool. That's funny though.
But like you were saying, dude, like shouts to that. Like I always feel like now, whenever I travel, like I've always been on this tip. I only like traveling to places that I know people in the location. I don't like going to like an undiscovered spot because I know myself and I may get in trouble in that location and I don't want to be out of pocket. Nah.
Check in, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah, you gotta check in, man.
Nah, what it is, I just want someone to get me weed. That's all it is.
No, I feel you on that, bro. And that's exactly why I use a connection in California. I'm like, bro, I'm going to Cali. And I don't think at this time rec was available, or else probably would just got it. But so same thing, I'm like, yo, I'll hook you up this interview, bro, but you give me some nugs. And he's like, oh, fuck yeah, I got you. You know what I'm saying?
That's funny,
but the cool thing about it also, like I said, is it just gives you a reason to be connected to people or gives you a reason to connect to people, right? Like same thing. If you just pull up and you go on to fucking, let's just say South Dakota for vacation, you ain't just going to randomly go on Instagram and hashtag South Dakota and find some homies and be like, yo, what's up? Going chill or what? That's weird shit.
Yeah.
But you can pull up and be like, yo, I'm with the Bucket Hat Podcast. I'm with Turned Up TV. Yo, I want to sit down, chop it up, do an interview while I'm down there. Oh, fuck yeah, bro. Meanwhile, come by and check out this show. Or, oh, yeah, I got the weed or whatever it is. And instantly connected right there because of the media that we have and that the service that we're able to provide.
Right, for sure. And that helps out everybody because, like, if we have an audience, they have an audience, then it just only helps out both parties. Yeah, dude, that's funny because I was going to say, like, with that, I have a homie that's from high school that lives in Florida. I know I was going there for a wedding. I hit him up, was like, yo, let's link. He does music and and does photography. So I was having him send over his work to me and like I share his shit. So yeah, it's always about love. But dude, also I wanted to touch on like, it's really impressive how you guys have guests like every day. And you guys give out those plaques like with the Turned Up TV.
Oh, yeah.
And then they say the exit shit like, yo, this is number one, hip hop. How do you do that? Do you book the artist like a month in advance? Like, what's the process like?
No, man, there's just so many artists. Like, it's crazy to how that works is when we get ready to do interviews on Turned Up TV, man, it's literally just like spare the moment, man. Like this week, we'll be like, yo, we can hit up artists or we have artists. I have my co-host, shout out DJ Coast, who's my official DJ. He books a lot of the artists, and then it's just there's just so much talent in the city, bro, that it's just undeniable. It's just hard to not do interviews every week. Like we have people, we could literally go Monday through Friday and have an interview every day. With those days, probably doing about 3 interviews a day.
That's crazy.
We could do 3, 6, and 12. We probably could. Honestly, if we did this week, we'd be like, Coast, let's set this shit up. Let's do 21 interviews this week in the studio. We could do it. At that point, I just feel sometimes that we might be saturating our audience and might be hitting them with too much, like on the Turned Up TV's live again. Turned Up TV's live again. So that's why recently we kind of pulled back a little bit and kind of went to just maybe just a couple fans or a couple interviews a week just because of that. But I think it's funny because people enjoy it, man. Like the numbers don't go down. We look at the lives and almost each interview gets, 500-600 live views. Depending on the fan base, it's funny because there'll be dudes. There's some dudes who came in the other day that came in like 6 deep. And I'm like, all right, their interview's going to blow up. They're going to do great. It barely got to like 400 views. And then literally right after we had another artist come in, one dude didn't think he was going to, didn't really hear too much about him. And that dude's like blew up, like had like 21 shares, like went over 2K views. Like, so it's funny because you don't know who you're going to get. At the same time, you run into the risk of getting artists in there where I've had an artist in there. I'm like, oh shit, bro, like this is terrible. Like,
I was gonna ask you about that, dude. How do you handle that?
Yeah, man, that's the thing that makes our show so authentic and I think is so real is we really don't pre-screen any music. We don't pre-screen like what they're doing because we want to show that we're just giving anyone a shot. And if it was garbage, most likely we probably wouldn't move forward. But that just shows right there. I mean, we had people like, bro, that music was garbage, or that artist is terrible, or that not even that, just the interview. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys have done interviews where people were just don't talk, and I'm like, why are you doing an interview?
Surprisingly, we've been on a good run of everybody we've had on has been great.
Okay, well, good for you guys. You're gonna run into it. Get ready for it. You're gonna run into somebody who's not gonna want. Bro, homeboy came in the other day. The same group I was talking about, they're high as hell. They weren't from Colorado, first of all, so that was one thing. They came in high as hell. Then I keep asking them questions, right? I'm like, yo, what's up with the next project? And they'd be like, can't tell you that, yo. Like, that's what And then I'm like, okay, well, what y'all got next? What's coming? Yeah, we can't really say too much on that, man. Like, that's on the. I'm like, well, why the fuck did you come on my show? Like, why did you come here? They literally did not want to talk, and I'm just like, cool, let's go to your music and go to it, man. Because for me, bro, I'm a no bullshit person as well. Like, I tell artists, like, if you're not there on time, you're gonna fuck up my groove and my how I feel. Like, I'm an impatient person. So when people are late, I'm already like, fuck, dude, I'm pissed. So like when they get there, like one dude came the other day and he was like 45 minutes late and we had like 15 minutes left. And he like shows up and he's like, what's up, bro? I was like, we only got 10 minutes, bro. Like, you even want to do it? And he's like, well, yeah, man. He's like, well, you're going to be like in a bad mood. I'm like, bro, I've been sitting here for an hour waiting for you. And he's like, I know traffic is bad. I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, y'all need to know that traffic. Y'all need to account for that. You know what I'm saying? Because, same thing with you guys. Like, if art or people show up to your guys' interview, late or whatever it is, I tell them, what happens if you get big and you get to go to Hot 97? They ain't going to wait for your ass. They're going to keep on schedule and move on. Sometimes they might, but I don't know. I think it's just trying to teach those dudes too to be professional. I'm like, yo, I understand that, y'all. We're not the biggest show in the world, but this is my time. This is my money, and if you can't be here on time, like, then I'm gonna be pissed, and it's gonna fuck up the whole vibe. So, do you guys get like that? Like, you guys, like, how's it work with the dynamic with you guys and artists? I mean, or with interviews and stuff like that?
Well, first, I want to apologize for rescheduling on you for the last 2 weeks.
No, that was my fault.
It sounds you're pretty passionate about that.
Yeah, he's like, y'all ain't motherfuckers late. We like, yo,
for that interview.
We're like, damn, is he subbing us right now?
He's like, goddamn, on the whole show. Wow.
That was my fault.
Anyway,
I'm pretty sure that was my fault the first time.
It's good. No, we're just laughing. No, but we here. We're laughing about I don't know. Luckily, all the interviews we've had have been gone on. They have been late. Usually, we tell guests now because when Ty and I start, when we intend to start at like we say 11, we really mean like 11:15, 11:30 type shit.
Right.
So we tell guests now, like, yeah, an hour later or half an hour later. But I mean, usually, luckily, no problems, man. We shout out like a week before usually. If somebody cancels, they cancel. We've had a couple cancellations day of, but we always have backup content just in case.
Yeah, so we just rock,
I'm digging that hat, Ty. That shit is hard.
Oh yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, that's just clean, dude. I was gonna say, so any Birdman moments, any like altercations on camera or on you have to fight somebody or kick them out of the studio?
I haven't had anyone come into the studio in a while, bro. I have had someone. It's funny you asked that. I have had someone hit me up afterwards, and I told them that they could come on and wild out if they want because they felt brave. So, homeboy came on, did my show one day, was all cool, and then like about a month later, he hits me up. He's writing me on the Terms of TV Instagram, my personal Instagram. Yo, I need to come back in. And at that time, we were just blowing up, bro. We were booked, so I left him on scene, which I hate to do. I tried not to do that to people. But I ended up doing that. So then he ends up writing back like, oh, y'all whack. Y'all fucking whack or something. So I'm like, bro, we gave you an interview and all this. I'm like, and you're going to say that we whack and start talking. So he's like, yeah, you just a fucking one. He's like, you're just a intern at Flow. You ain't shit. All this, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, I'll be at the studio at 4:00 today. You are more than welcome to pull up. You can pull up with your problems on camera. I don't care. And, and then he's just like, oh, no, I don't need to waste my time on y'all. And I'm like, bro, you got like literally like 45 followers. Like, I didn't want to go to that point, but I'm like, your
Yeah.
opinion isn't irrelevant to me right now. Like,
Yeah.
I try to do it. It just got to the point where I'm like, bro, gave you an interview, I was helping you out, and you just want to just turn the corner because we're doing this. So that's the only time when I had anyone really like wow out. But yeah, man, not so far in the studio. I know that it will get to a point that an artist probably will take advantage of that time and fucking will, I don't know, either come in. I've never had anyone that had any beef with me though come on. So that probably will happen more. I just I haven't had that moment. I know it probably will. Have you guys have anything like happen on the show before?
No. I mean, unfortunately, like I was saying earlier, my message gets twisted. So
all the smoke JB gets is on the internet. So.
Yeah, all the smoke yeah, man. And like I said, Lance, I appreciate you understanding because where I reached out, I didn't was like, yo, let me get on the show. I think I commented, I make jokes here and there or whatever, but it's always been love, but nah, I just get I'm not gonna name drop them because they don't deserve the clout, but there's a podcast that's out there that I showed love. I bought their fucking book, interacted on their content, listened to their shit, had good interactions with them. And then one time I asked them like a genuine question about like how they scheduled their interviews when they're traveling or stuff like that.
Right.
And they called me a pocket watcher.
Yeah, it was real weird.
And was just like, and telling me like, yo, we don't ask about your finances, mind your business, all this shit. And I'm like, fam, you guys are verified on Twitter. You guys do interviews with, The Lox and Jay-Z and all these big ass names, Cardi B and shit. And you're calling me like a pocket watcher. Like you're insecure as fuck, bro.
Yeah,
like,
that's just bullshit. Yeah.
Right. And like I'm like, fam, like I never once said like, yo, can I see your debit card, your bank account? Like
yeah, nobody was like, let me go over the books, fam.
I think word for word, I was like, me and my co-host have full-time jobs, so we can't afford to miss work. How do you guys do it? I said some shit like that.
They do all the traveling, right? That's what it was. It was like, how you guys make time and room and budget for like traveling. That's all you pretty much ask.
Right.
Like, yo, why you watching podcasts? Like, what?
So that's the shit that kind of comes across, and then I get in my feelings because I'm like, man, I know I'm rough around the edges, like, but the people that know me like already fuck with me like that, and they kind of handle me with care, so to speak. And
I think I think you're right. I think it's people not being insecure and being threatened by other people, or not even threatened. Just, I guess it would be because again, like when you ask me certain things, I'm like, bro, this is what I do. If you need, because I'm like, it's not really that fucking much of a secret sauce or a fucking secret. Yeah. It's just you stay consistent, you bust your ass, you frequent, you're loyal to your fans, you put like the basic things that you think of, that's the fucking key to success. Right. And that's why when people are like, yo, same thing, you're like, how do you get your interviews, whatever it is, it's just, I'm like, I tell you, we get interviews by just either going on Instagram. Instagram's the biggest thing to DM artists, comment on their stuff, interact. And I think the biggest thing, like you talked about too, is just generally showing love to people, right? Not just being an ass or being, like those people could have been like, yo, bro, they could have went about it a different way. They could have been like, we figured it out, on our own, my man. Hopefully you can figure it out. Something like that, right? Rather than just watching our pockets. So when people, ask about like what's going on with content or what's the secret, I'm like, bro, there isn't. There's just you fucking figure it out and you work hard and you eventually you learn from just failing, right? You guys have probably done shit like, yo, that didn't work on this podcast. Let's talk about this. Or, there's been stuff where I've had people come on my show and talk about stuff that I wasn't comfortable about. I'm like, oh, we can't put, someone came on one day and started just like, we're in the middle of a conversation, bro. And this dude just starts making jokes about abortion. And I'm like, wow. We're like, all right, bro. So so we cut it right there. And we're like, bro, we were like 50 some minutes into it. And this is like when we first started. So back then everything was running live. Like we couldn't cut it or edit it out. So we're like, bro, you literally just ruined our podcast. And he's like, what, man? Like it was a joke. I'm like, bro. And like he didn't understand. And then I had another homie come on a podcast and start joking about, doing coke and do different drugs. Like certain, it was more than just a joke. Like he was like really ranting. And I'm like, bro, I can't have that on my show, bro. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because I'm trying to build an audience at this time. And, I'm trying to make money off the show, right? You're trying to monetize your show. There's things that you can't do, especially for upcoming podcasts. And I think that's where a lot of people fail too, is they're like, I want to be so raw. I want to be explicit. I want to be, this. And I'm like, you can walk that line, but you have to remember at the same time is you're still trying to make a name for yourself. Like Joe Rogan is able to go on and rant and say the crazy shit he can because he's made, right? He's made, he has a show, he has the money. But for us coming up, like, we have to be careful with anything we say. That's when artists come on. I'm like, yo, they're like, can we cuss? I'm like, yeah, you can cuss. I'm like, no N-bombs, no homophobic slurs, like nothing like that on the show though. Like, and if you can't be professional enough to not say that, then you probably shouldn't be in this position because you're gonna be in a radio interview someday, or
and you can't do any of that stuff.
Yeah, so you have to understand where there's a line, When you come on my show on Turns Up TV, you could say, you can drop some F-bombs, or you could say, whatever it is, but you got to watch that. And just a lot of people fail because they want to be so raw and be like, no, I'm going to stand out and be the Howard Stern of podcasts. Bro, you don't have the name to do that yet.
Right. That's what I'm saying. I actually, funny that you say that. I work in this football league, the semi-pro football league out here in Arizona. And some of these dudes are just kind of holding on to the dream. They're not really going to move on to the next level. So they're just kind of like, giving it their all. And some of these dudes like talk shit to each other throughout the whole league. Like, oh, you suck, man. And you suck, blah, blah. And I'm like, fam, if you guys want to be taken seriously, you guys got to have to hype each other up. Because like, if you guys are like, yo, man, you fast as shit. Like, you made me work today. That's going to make other people respect the league more.
Right.
Oh, for sure.
If you see people bashing their own selves and their own product, you're just like, all right, well, maybe you're not meant for this because you don't even know how to like run an organization,
Yeah, no, that's for sure.
So I would, it's funny to see that side of things as well. So okay, in an alternate universe, bro, getting a little more bucket up content now.
All right.
In an alternate universe, bro, if you didn't want to be radio and didn't have like the niche for entertainment and stuff like that, like what do you think you would be as a profession?
I think I would want to be a lawyer, bro.
Lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I know it kind of be different, but I really, really love the show Power.
Nice. That's our shit, bro.
Yeah, that's my show, bro. So for me, I would want to be a lawyer, or I want to be fucking James St. Patrick, bro. I would want to be. You can minus a drug deal and all that shit. I would just love to be a boss who can own a dope ass club. Or for me, man, like it's funny. A lot of people, you'll see me on my Instagram and different pics and stuff, and I'm always, with a hat and the chains and stuff. But I love dressing up fancy, bro. Like I like looking like a boss, and that's eventually what I want to do is own my own multimedia company where we have record labels and podcasts and all this different stuff, and I can go and I could just dress nice as fuck all day and just be a boss. So either a lawyer where I'd be able to do that, talk a little shit, be kind of cocky, make some good money, or yeah, man, maybe just like a big club promoter or something like that. I think that would be really, really dope.
So you want to walk around with a suit and like a coffee and then like look concerned all day and
yeah, man, I just want to look like I just want to look like an arrogant asshole.
You're gonna be stressed out.
You gotta text people with like 3 fingers at a time, and then put the phone right back in your shirt pocket.
No, man. To be for real is what I would love to do, and I've always had this plan, and I think it kind of held me back when I was younger. Is I'm from Greeley, which is about an hour away from Denver, and it's pretty bad down here, bro. It's a lot of. It's like one of the biggest places in fucking like. Mid USA for meth, like meth problems like crazy down here, gang problems like crazy down here. So what I've always wanted to do, and it held me back because I never wanted to leave Greeley because I always wanted to build something here. But once I realized, there's not radio and there's not entertainment and there's not shit down here in Greeley, and I moved to Denver, I think it would be amazing for me to come back. And Jay-Z just said this. He just rapped about this in that freestyle when he was doing with Nipsey is gentrify your hood before they do. Right. And I think that's one of the biggest messages I've heard in a long time, because we all see that, man. I see that happen in Denver all day. Is they're forcing everyone out because they bring in all these businesses in and people can't afford to live there no more. So I would love to do that to my city, man, is get to a position where I'm a boss enough and I have enough money and enough businesses where I could come back and I could build this shit in Greeley and gentrify my hood before they come and kick my people out on the east side and kick my people out of the north side over there. And I think that's what it is. The bigger picture is wanting not just to be a boss but I know that if I get to that position and I'm dressing that way and then I have the money and the assets to put that shit right back in my hood and build that shit up, man. Because again, I do. Every time I come back to Greeley, I go cruise my BMW down on the east side, bro, and reflect. Because I think for me, just being a humble person and grounding yourself is one of the biggest things. And I think that's why it's helped me get to where I am for sure.
And you've lived in Colorado your whole life?
Yeah, man. Like I said, born and raised in Greeley. This has only been the first time I've lived out of Greeley for like the last 7 months is in Denver. I used to say I hated Denver. I didn't like the big city. And I just envied what they had because they had things popping there and I wanted that for my town. But I realized that that's not going to happen unless I make it happen. Like for real, like I'm the only person that I could say from my town that is on FM radio that's came out and done some big shit. That's had an article in the Westword. And that's not just, pumping myself up. That's just saying, I want to come back and I want to give people that opportunity. I want the same thing like you guys are doing. I mean, if you guys got big enough, I bet if some young kids came and they're like, yo, I love the Bucket Up podcast. Can you guys help us start our own show? And you've seen what you see in yourselves. That's what means something. And I think that's where you look and like, I don't want to just be a rich ass or I want to be a fucking athlete. I'm like, dude, I want to do something where I'm going to make a difference for real.
Nice.
Yeah, that's real, man. Because I make fun of some of the people back home, my hometown, that never left. But I got some people that are in my hometown that are doing shit and trying to grow, like you said, from the inside out.
And it's hard to balance that, right? Because you see that and you're like, man, get the fuck out of the city and do something. And I see that all the time. I came back to a club the other day down here and same damn chick, same dudes are still at that club. I'm like, damn, y'all motherfuckers still ain't left. But then I see some of the homies that are down here that have started businesses and have made, that have a family and big houses. So it's not about the city, man. It's just about what you can do with your situation and what you want to do with your situation.
Yeah, because for sure.
I got a lot of homies that are still back home where I'm from, and I remember people when I was coming up, people saying that our where we were was shit. But like, I'm proud of all my homies because they doing shit, building shit for themselves. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, as long as they happy doing what they do, like, 'cause it don't really matter where you go. You can go to a big city and still be working a shitty job that you don't really fuck with. You know what I mean? And not really doing anything for yourself. So. It's all about how you mix it,
And then you're right. I think it's about what you want out of life, right? Not everybody wants to be entertainers like us. Like, I got a homie that, and I said the same thing. I'm like, damn, man, some of y'all need to get out of Greeley. Like, y'all still there. But I got one of my boys who has like 5 kids. He's married. He has a house. He's working his job. He likes it. And he's happy. So I can't be like, all right, dude, there's nothing in the city. Like, get out the city. I'm like, you found what you wanted. That's, good for you. You're happy that. But for me, I wanted more. I wanted something different. And that's where I think you just take it. So you're right. You can be successful with whatever you do. It's just what's going to really, really make you happy.
Right.
So speaking of Greeley, man, I've never been to Colorado. Like I said, we plan to come visit you, man, and be on your show and do your thing. And in your sandbox, my cousin moved to Colorado, and he's right in the heart of Denver. So we got a place to stay. We got a place to go. We definitely want to check out places to eat, though. So we were gonna ask you, what's your favorite food, bro? What do you fuck with most? What do you hate the most? And then somebody asked me this the other day, and it was like, damn, I couldn't even think of the answer. Is what's the best meal you've ever had?
Damn, that's a fucking good question, bro. The best meal I ever had. Fuck, that's crazy, bro.
And it's hard to answer.
I was trying to, because I know I was looking at the running and I seen that food question, so I started thinking about good food that I like. The best food I ever had, bro. I don't even know, man. Y'all gonna laugh, bro, but I just have to stay straight up fucking Chick-fil-A, bro. For real, bro. If I have to think about something like all the time that is just bomb, I'm like, bro, that Chick-fil-A chicken.
I don't get it. I think it's overrated.
No, bro.
I don't get it.
I don't know.
I think it's cool. I didn't, it's like, it hits, but it ain't, it ain't like, wow.
Bro, that's me, man. If I gotta sit there, I'm like, bro, what can I eat that is just fucking? I'm like, I don't know what they put in that chicken. It gotta be cracked or something. That shit is fire, bro. Like today, I was so sad cruising. First off, I woke up at 10 in the morning. I might just like chicken. I woke up at 10 in the morning, bro, and I was like, because we just got Popeyes in the city in Greeley. Like there is lines around the block for Popeyes, like that just opened. So I pull up, bro. It's 10 in the morning, and they're fucking closed. No, there. Then Chick-fil-A is closed on Sunday, so I couldn't get no chicken. But man, yeah, dude, I would say Chick-fil-A. My favorite food, though, if you guys got to eat some stuff when you come down to Denver, man, is you guys got to go. I'm big on cheese. I fucking love cheese. So if anything,
Okay.
cheese, I'm cheese, bro. Like cheese curds, cheese sticks, cheese pizza, nacho
Mozzarella
cheese. Like but if you guys come down to Colorado, man, there's this place down here. It's called Swanky's, and they're from Wisconsin, so they're like Green Bay fans and like Milwaukee fans. But though they got some cheese curds there, bro, that'll make you shit yourself because how good they are. Like, I'm not even lying. These
I don't know
things
if
are
I want them.
Nah, bro, these things are so damn good. So I would have to say there, man.
You don't
Coors
bang with
Field.
the green chili shit. I know that's big up there.
Yeah, dude. Green chili is huge down here. I actually just went to. It's funny you say that. Is Blue Moon. They're based here in Colorado, the brewery. So they got their own brewery, and the inside is dope, bro. Like you guys have to go there because the chairs that they sit you in the booths, they're actual like big barrels of fucking beer, like huge barrels, and you kind of sit inside the barrels and stuff. But they got some green chili cheese fries there, bro. Those are fire.
That's
For real. Now, when y'all come down, bro, we're gonna hit the dispensary. Then we're gonna go hit all the dope ass food spots, man. We're gonna scoot. We're gonna jump on some scooters when y'all get down here. Bro, y'all got scooters down there?
Yeah, we got a little bit. We got them on the street corners and shit.
It's just too hot, man. And I don't know. They kind of scare me.
I was saying down there, bro. You guys, that's different talk, man. I've been to Arizona a couple times, bro, and I can't even tell you the heat. I don't even know how y'all do it, bro.
It's kind of
it's hot. I mean, we only got to do it for like 5 months, you know.
5 months of 100 plus? Hell no.
Well, nah. It'd be like 90, you know,
plus
for 2 of those months.
Now I can't even front no more, bro, because Colorado's that hot now. It blows my mind. Colorado straight up gets that hot now in the summer, bro. It's insane.
Wild, bro.
Global warming.
Wow. I don't. So JB, did you know what your favorite food was, or your best meal, or whatever?
So so the reason why I was saying like that question is kind of hard because you naturally will like narrow down based on your favorite food, right? Because you'd be like, if that's my favorite, then it's my. But that's not the case for me. The best meal to this day, bro, and it's weird, is in Chicago. It was the Italian beef from Mr. Beef.
Oh, okay.
And dude, to this day, I think it was like, so Lance, it's like the Chicago version of like a cheesesteak.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, and they dip it in like the au jus sauce, and you got to eat it with like 1,000 napkins. But I think that was it, bro.
No, that does sound fire.
Nice. Bro. I mean, I don't have many of food. You know, I went to Philly. I tried the cheesesteak there. It was great. You know what I mean? Obviously, pizza in New York is fucking fire. But funny, like the best thing I ever had is there was this little like kind of like diner in, not a diner, it's like an inn type shit, like on the outskirts where my college was like in the middle of nowhere.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and this place it's called Sprague's, and like their breakfast was amazing. But like I went there one time and I got the lobster bisque soup, and I took like a spoonful and I was like, bro, I'll sell it my kids for one of these, bro. Like that shit was so fucking good. I miss that shit, bro. It was so good. I think I might have had something else here that I can't remember right now. That was like top 5, but that might be the best thing I ever had. And you never like I fuck with seafood, but like a soup, I wouldn't have thought. But
I have this weird reaction where like if somebody serves me food and then depending on how good it is, the better it is, the more I want to fight you. So one time I went out to Chicago and got this butternut squash soup.
Mm-hmm.
And
wait! Pull that butternut
squash soup.
What
Fire.
the fuck, bro?
I'll send you a picture, bro. You'll be like, "Wow,
butternut squash soup."
Yeah, butternut squash is low key good, but it don't look good.
Wait on it. I took one spoonful. Joelle leaned in. She's like, "How is it?" I was like, "I want to punch the waiter in the face."
It's so goddamn.
She's like, "Damn, is that good?" And then he came back over. He's like, How do you like the food? I just grilled him. And she's like, he loves it. He loves it. He's fine.
It's like it's good.
So yeah, the butternut squash soup, also from Wolfgang Puck's in Florida, is amazing. So what's the food you hate though?
Food that I hate, this is funny because I did come up with this, is as much as I said that I love cheese, is I can't fuck with blue cheese.
Okay.
Oh man.
That's
I mean,
sad.
that's fine. That's normal.
tragic.
So many people can't fuck with it. I'm
I
like,
can't, bro. I don't know why. And this is a story, man. Is about a year ago, and I'm still going through the shit. I was working as a locksmith for a school district, bro. And we only get paid once a month, so that shit sucks. So,
whoa.
oh yeah, bro. So halfway towards the end of the month, bro, I'm hurting money wise. I ain't got no food. I'm tired of eating ramens at my crib. I live by myself, so they catered Panera Bread, right, for like the staff. So I'm like, oh shit! I sneak into the staff room, bro, and I start snagging sandwiches. I'm like, fuck yeah, this is dinner for the week. It's Panera. I get home, bro, and there's about 7 sandwiches, like blue cheese. There were blue cheese sandwiches, like,
What?
like tomatoes, and they were like veggie.
I never heard of that.
Bro, I was so buck. I ate all 7 of those sandwiches. So pissed.
I was gonna
I'm
say though,
hungry though, but what the fuck?
I
Depends
was,
what you
bro. I was
use
like, hell no, you
for.
ain't got no meat. All y'all, your main thing is blue cheese in this bitch. Come
That's
on.
weird. Depends on what you use it for though, because it's like if he's talking blue cheese dressing on for like wings, or if it's like a blue cheese salad.
Nah, it was like the crumble blue cheese. Like it was smashed in there like a blue cheese sandwich. Couldn't do it, bro. But if anything, I'm not a picky eater, bro. You can ask my family. Like I'll eat whatever the fuck there is. Like
That's
I'll go.
good.
I know it's not good. They're like, taco, or they're like 7-Eleven pizza, or like I'm like, fuck it, bro. It tastes good to me.
That's funny.
I get that.
Nah, I'm all about that, man. I can't stand picky eaters. They pet peeve of mine, man. I'm just kind of like, I don't care if the burger comes with the tomato. If you don't fuck with tomato, just take it off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Just take the motherfucker
But they're
off.
like, oh, I got the juices on it.
Right, exactly.
Like,
I'm like, are you 4 years old?
Like, fam, you can't be out here picking, choosing, motherfucking starving.
What movies or what foods don't you guys fuck with?
Well, I mean, shit. That's funny that I say that, but tomatoes.
Just pull them off, bro.
Actually, you know what's weird? I oddly eat them with burgers. That's the only time I fuck with them. But I won't eat them in a salad.
Yeah, that's funny.
And it's weird, but yeah.
I'm like highly selective with chocolate. Like I don't fuck with it. I don't fuck with chocolate ice cream. I don't fuck with chocolate cake.
No shit.
I can eat like an Oreo with milk. You know, I can fuck with a Snickers or a Reese's, but Hershey's and shit, I don't really like.
That's a new one. I ain't never heard no one say they ain't like chocolate.
Yeah. I just, people say it all the time. Like, oh, you don't fuck. Like, it depends. Like, if it gotta have something with it. Like,
he likes Reese's,
M&M. Yeah, I can eat, a Reese's. I can eat a peanut M&M. Like, it gotta have something that kind of overpowered.
Yeah, not just chocolate. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
but usually I don't bang with it.
That's so crazy.
Any recent movies any of you guys see? I know we skipped the weekend review, but any movies you see this weekend?
Oh yeah, I can do my weekend review now. I guess. I
mean, say fuck it. We all, we all, yeah, that's a good weekend review.
Yeah. So, of course, my weekend. The big movie everybody done saw. It did 1.2 billion first weekend apparently.
Crazy.
Yeah, Avengers Endgame. I went and saw. Everybody who fuck with me, know me, listen to this podcast, know that I'm real big on the Marvel shit. I watched all the movies beforehand. I was big on Infinity War. That shit was fire. And then I saw Endgame in 3 hours. Tried not to fucking drink anything beforehand. So
right.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And I was like, should I bring an energy drink? So I don't want to fall asleep. But I don't know why I did that because there was no way I was gonna fucking fall asleep.
Right.
But yeah, the whole movie's fucking amazing.
Fall asleep.
Right. It's 3 fucking hours. I went at like 9 o'clock Thursday night. Then I went again right after work on my half day at like noon. So I saw it twice within 24 hours. But I was tired as shit on that second one. But, nah, dude, it was crazy. It was better the second time. People who like fuck with the movies, if you were invested, like you're gonna get everything you wanted. I would imagine most people who really bang with it probably already saw that shit. I'm not gonna spoil anything here, obviously, but it hit all my expectations. I don't know how casual. I haven't talked to any like casual movie fans that seen it, that whether or not they bang with it like that. But from all accounts of what I heard from everybody else that seen it, people I saw, it was fucking fire. Did y'all see any other movies or nah? Did y'all see Endgame or I know you didn't, JB, right?
Well, I actually planned on. I was thinking about going just to ignorantly see it because I haven't on on wax. Lance, I haven't seen. I haven't seen any of the Marvel movies, man.
Well, you
except
saw
for-
Black Panther.
I saw Black Panther. I saw Iron Man 1 and 2. I've seen Captain America. I've seen. Okay, I guess I've seen some Marvel movies.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm
I've
the opposite, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
I've seen Thor.
I don't think they're cool. It's just I've never got into them.
Right.
I honestly, and I'll probably be the one that know I'm like on the outside on this. I really didn't enjoy Black Panther. I didn't really get it, bro.
Boo this man.
Now, for me, the thing about me, bro, is I don't like too much like scientific stuff, like fake,
cool.
you know. And I really would have liked Black Panther if it wasn't so kind of like futuristic. Does that make sense? Because am I kind of describing it?
Yeah.
I thought it had been dope if he was just a dope ass superhero from there and did, you know, I did get that. I went and seen Captain Marvel, the girl, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
I was totally lost in that shit, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I fell asleep during it. We went for the movie premiere and like Kathy J, who was a morning host, she's like, can't believe this fool fell asleep. So I wasn't excited at all to see Endgame, man. Maybe I'll sit back because I know everyone says it's an amazing movie, so it can't not be a good movie. I just don't want to watch it and just not know what the fuck's going on. So I think I got to start from scratch and kind of get myself.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you, dog. You're just not gonna. It's just not gonna hit the same. If you're not fucking with all the other movies.
Fucking with it, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's fine. You know, some people, you know, they'd be like, "Oh, you don't watch this?" Like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And it's really not that big a deal.
And see, it's the same thing. Like I've never got into like, you know, the Ring. What is it? Lord of the Rings, or Star Wars, or like I never got into those. I don't know why, man. I mean, I'm just more of the sports. But yeah, I've never gotten into superhero movies. The only superhero movies I really, really liked is the Batman. I think Batman series are dope.
Yeah, I like those a lot too, especially the Joker. Rest in peace, Heath Ledger.
Sure.
What about? Do you fuck with Game of Thrones? I don't really fuck with that either.
I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't. Yeah, so.
I don't, man. I don't. Like I said, I'm waiting for Power to come back on.
Me too. Insecure, Power, Insecure, BoJack Horseman, Silicon Valley, and that's about it.
BoJack, yeah, BoJack.
Oh, that's fine. BoJack's just sad as shit. That's the only thing.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I got some restaurant stories.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know.
So the movie I saw was Den of Thieves. Again, I'm a big fan of 50 Cent. I think he's a really good writer.
I did like that movie. I like that movie.
I definitely. Ty knows I'm a bad movie seer because I don't pay attention. Like I just stand up, especially at home. I'll smoke weed, walk around the house, fold laundry.
Come back, like, oh shit, that's what happened.
Yeah, right? I come back. I'm like, yo, who's this guy? So yeah, long story short, my JB movie review. You know, Ice Cube's son's in the movie. He's a bartender. He gets approached by a cop. He asks if he knows something about an inside job. There's banks robbed every 40 minutes in LA. You know, a crew accompanied by 50 Cent is, you know, a bunch of thieves, if you will. And, you know, the cops try to surveillance them on a heist. And that's the roundabout movie.
There's a dope ass twist at the end, too.
Yeah. But
I like how our dynamic is just shifted to me. You know, I do like if I'm doing the music, it's like new music that just came out or a movie that just came out, and Jesse's just like, all right, yo, I saw the movie that came out a year and a half ago. My song of the week is from 1998.
Right. The beauty of the 1998, the throwback music is like sometimes, man, you just throw back a golden oldie. It's like, yo, I forgot about this fire.
No, I like it because it's like, you know, it's two types of people out there, bro. Like, not everybody fucks with everything that's the latest. And, you know, some people just be chilling.
Like, don't forget about this gym back in 1994. Yo,
and I feel like Lance is on my side, man.
No, it's cool. Like, bro, it's gonna be 29, and Jesse gonna be like, yo, so I finally watched Endgame, bro.
That shit was fire. You're
like,
right.
Dude, Captain America was going brazy. I don't know.
I'm like, why is Thanos bugging, bro? So that's funny. So yeah. So Game of Thieves. So Den of Thieves was cool. Gerald Butler looked, you know, like he smelled like a cigarette throughout that movie.
The whole fucking and stripper.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like I said, you're just doing a lot of mouth breathing, eating with his mouth open and shit.
Right.
Doesn't even lie good. He got caught like texting the wrong person. He's like, I don't know how to use this phone. It's like, come on.
Right. You know I know how to use this thing.
I ain't gonna work, Gerard. But nah,
you
so
did,
then was that?
I was like, did you wild out at a restaurant or nah?
Well, I went. Okay, so I like to get some sushi every now and then on the weekend, and we try to find a new spot. Because sushi is limited in Arizona land. Says there's no fucking water, fucking nothing fresh, and but anyway, the spot we went to I thought was a new spot, but by the time we got there, I was like, I recognize the parking lot. We've been here before, and yeah, I don't know, man. The service wasn't. There was like they were understaffed, so they just had one girl running around, and took forever to get like refills and stuff. And then the worst thing is I don't know where this like fly trickled in from, but there was a fly just hovering over our shit.
I feel like you can't blame them for like somebody having the door open and a fly rolling.
No, it's not their fault. I'm just saying it was my experience,
Oh yeah.
He's like, I'm just saying it happened.
Right. So it was cool, man. The sushi at itself was probably 6 out of 10. The experience brought it down to like a 4 out of 10.
Oh damn. Yeah, dog. I had a wild yesterday. I went to 2 spots. It just happened. We had a birthday party we had to go to.
Big spender.
Yeah, birthday dinner we had to go to, and then we were supposed to do a brunch with Trav. Shouts to Trav as always. It was like Trav, his homie Big Mike had came down. He wanted to get everybody together, and so they're like brunch. I'm like, I bet, and they're like, all right, 12:30. I'm like, that ain't really brunch, but you know what I mean. I'm like, I know how how us black people do. And so we go to Lolo's, right? But we went to the one downtown. I know you said the one at Gilbert was wild, right?
Yeah, I dine and dash there, Lance.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
Right? So we get there at 12:30. The motherfucking place is packed. And we're like, I bet. What's the wait? They're like an hour. We're like, oh, shit. So we're like, people weren't there yet. So we're like, should we just wait it out? Maybe we'll get it earlier. So we just waited. Of course, we wait the whole full fucking hour. They come in. But then, once we actually get seated, the waitress we had was fire, bro. She was coming through. She was like, you want Kool-Aid? She was like, mixing the Kool-Aid for people. She was quick on everything. It just took us a while to sit down. So we ended up eating till like 2:30 or some shit. And then basically by the time we got home, we had to go like straight to the fucking dinner that we had later on, which ended up being fucking hibachi. And like, I don't know if anybody, but you ever been to hibachi?
Yeah, for sure.
One question though, have you ever been to hibachi and it wasn't like a birthday or a celebration?
Nope.
No.
Is that even possible?
Everybody's celebrating birthdays there. Some bullshit anniversaries on.
Bro, they had like a drum they were banging for birthday songs, and that shit went off like every 5 minutes.
Yeah, you're right. No one ever goes there on some humble, like, yeah, it's just a regular night out.
Bro, if somebody just like, what you want to do for dinner? Like, yo, let's get hibachi. I'm like, bro.
Be like, nah, bro, you got to be rolling at least 10 deep to rock up in that bitch.
Right?
You ever see there's a couple just sitting. You ain't never see just a couple sitting there by themselves at hibachi.
No,
you start feeling bad, like you forgot someone's birthday. You're like, oh, hibachi, happy birthday, dog.
Yeah, bro. Like, bro, you don't go there. It got to be an anniversary. Somebody must have graduated something.
I'm glad that you did hit the obligatory fucking Snapchat though.
You can't. That's the 2 rules. It got to be somebody's birthday or celebration, and you got to take a video of the hibachi chef. Bro,
especially of the what's it called, the
volcano,
the onion volcano or whatever the fuck it is.
They all learn the same tricks, and we all fucking be happy as shit every time we see that.
Ooh.
I was thinking before. I was like, you go to a sushi spot and you be kind of looking sideways when like the chef ain't really like he not Japanese or some shit.
All right,
yeah,
like a marker there.
White dude named Wade, and you like, I don't know, fam.
You're like, this boy ain't cutting no shit.
Like, what's up, bruh? I was surfing with the fish last week.
Whose birthday is it, bruh?
Yeah. So like, our hibachi chef though, he was Mexican and he was fucking great. He was hilarious. He was like, he's like, yo, this is my first day, like fucking around. And then he would like, he'd fuck up and he'd be like, it obviously wasn't his first day. He'd be like, damn, I'm gonna have to go back to Filiberto's. And like, yo, he was fucking fire, bro. He was doing all the tricks and shit. He was like gagging everybody. I was like, yo, fam, this is like the best hibachi chef I've ever had. Who would have thought? You know what I mean? Like,
so this was your bad experience?
No, I didn't have a bad. It was
Oh,
great.
okay.
The only, I mean, I guess I didn't have. Only bad experience I had was waiting, and I wasn't that full, so I just had sushi at the hibachi spot, and I was watching everybody else with their shit.
I will say the problem with hibachi. First of all, how was the sushi at the hibachi spot?
Oh, it was fire. I mean, it was a sushi and hibachi.
Oh, okay, cool. I was gonna say also the problem with hibachi spots is you try to go like just with two people or something, and you have to sit with like strangers at a
Yeah.
table, and then you're just forced to like sit there and interact and stuff, kind of, because then like it's weird if you're just like, yo,
Right.
don't talk to me.
Right.
I'm on a date, leave me alone.
Yeah, we were good because we had the whole shit. We had both chefs in the whole rotation, so we were good. Ended up being fine.
Oh,
But yeah, no, that's how it be sometimes.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if you saw my snap where when we were at Lolo's and motherfuckers ain't had nowhere to put their chicken bones, so they threw that shit in the cup.
Yeah, why did
I'm
they do
like,
that?
And he was like, "Do you travel?" Like, I ain't had nowhere else to put it. I'm like, so you put it in the goddamn glass?
In
They
the
didn't have
cup.
plates or
Yeah,
nothing?
what the heck?
That's weird, bro.
Yeah,
That's
Bruce was
funny.
wilding, bro. But yeah, that was my weekend. I don't know if
That's cool. I went to Buffalo Wild Wings last night. Shouts to them for knowing what's up in Arizona. They're open till 2 a.m. and I'm like, dude, that's how places should be. Because when I get home off my second job, shouts to the CFL, the game ends around 10 o'clock. Restaurants close. I'm like, damn, I'm sick of Burger King, McDonald's, you know.
Right.
But
Right.
I got a shrimp po' boy, so that was pretty fire.
nice. But I guess we should move on to everybody's favorite, segment. Burn songs of the week, fam. What you got this week?
But yeah, first, thanks, Lance, for coming on to the episode,
Yeah,
man.
thank you guys so much. Hey man, you guys got whenever you guys want me on, this is dope as hell.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
now that I know we can chop it up like this, man, whenever y'all want me to come on, I'll be more than happy to come on.
Awesome, dude. And yeah, we gotta coordinate also on when we're gonna come out to Colorado because, like I said, we're gonna plan to come out.
So
Like,
you gotta happen this summer, yo.
yeah, for sure, dude. I know, especially because my cousin, like I said, my cousin lives out there, and I wanna visit him, and we gotta get this interview and all that shit, and it's an excuse to travel. I've never been to Colorado. I don't know if you've ever been.
Me
But
either.
not only that, I mean, just the content that you guys will get from it is just amazing. So
Yeah, for sure. So other than that, man, tell the buckets before we get to song of the week. Where can they find you on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook?
yes,
and like,
sir. You guys can find me on my personal Instagram, Lance_Mijares, MIJARES. And you can also follow us on the podcast, man, Turned Up TV. Follow Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can just Google Turned Up TV, man. We'll pop up. And yeah, any artists out there, anybody out there who wants to get on from Arizona, man, I'd definitely love to get them on as well.
Nice.
well, yeah, man. So my song of the week, man. Usually, like Ty was talking on earlier, he provides the new shit. I bring it back to 98, and kind of talk about it. My song of the week is more of a vibe, like kind of what I've been going through, throughout the week. And this week, it's like, this week was, everyone was talking shit about the New York Giants because they fucked up their draft, the NFL draft. Everyone comes to me like I'm the voice of reason. You know what I'm saying? Like I deserve a job with the Giants because everyone comes to me when some shit goes bad as if I have some voice in the matter.
Nah, bro, you was in the meetings, I heard.
So, what I was saying is, fuck, man, I got lost my train of thought. But, anyway, yeah, I had them, going at me at the neck, talking about like, I'm not the one, blah blah blah. So I went to my bag and I had to get, like you were saying, go to what's his name, Pharoah Monch with "Shut the Fuck Up."
Right.
Shut the fuck up.
Wow.
So
Okay.
Simon Says Pharoah Monch.
All right, there you go. My songs of the week. I know I usually do a little bit of album reviews. We had one real big album drop and another one of artists I've really been fucking with over the last year. So, Schoolboy Q's new album dropped. Everybody was talking about it. If they weren't talking about Avengers or whatever. I only ran through it once while I was cleaning up the house. And what I heard, like, there's a lot of bangers on there, a lot of songs that I fucked with. I didn't really like Chopsticks like that. I think the thing that I took from it, because I'm a huge Schoolboy Q fan. If people don't know, that's like the origin of the whole the bucket hat thing. That's why I was throwing on bucket hats. The Schoolboy Q was out here doing that shit for a while now. And so, to me, all his albums had gotten like better from the last one. And this might have been the first album that I listened to that wasn't.
Oh shit! One second, yo.
Yeah, you got it. This might have been the first album I listened to that wasn't like better than the last one, but it was still pretty good from what I heard. So definitely check that out. See what you think about it. It just didn't seem as cohesive as I would respect from Q. But I'm trying to not be. We do too much in our culture is comparing shit to other things. Like if somebody had a great album, we always go back and compare it to that one instead of just thinking of whether or not that shit is just good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So definitely check out Schoolboy Q's Crash. Another album I listened to was Rico Nasty, Anger Management. Whole shit is fire. It's a little short, and it's more like chaotic and shit. But whole thing is fire. But my song of the week is gonna be T Grizzly, God Warrior. I'll probably throw that on the pod.
Yes, sir.
You got any songs of the week, Lance? What's up?
Oh, for me, man, I think I would have to say song of the week would be I would definitely bump in that new Schoolboy yesterday as well. So I kind of just have to piggyback off of that, man. I definitely we threw that on before the game. We were vibing to that. Who else did we have on yesterday? Oh man, I've been rocking. You guys see me? Y'all see he was in the studio the other day, man. The Baby.
Oh yeah,
his album.
Baby heavy over here. You already know.
Man. The Baby went hard. Just listen to his music, kind of just get myself caught up on him. So yeah, man, them two I'm rocking with right now. If the song of the week I gotta put on though, if it is, it's Yo Gotti, Lil Baby. What is it?
It's what was it called? I know what you're talking about though.
Yeah, the new Lil Gotti and Lil Baby, man, that should go hard. The video's funny as hell for it too. So
I'm glad that you didn't let Dub Baby wear diapers in your studio.
Oh, bro, it's funny. Real quick, I'll tell you about that. It's funny because we had the questions and everything for him, and his manager came in and he's like, "Let me see the questions." So he starts looking at them, and then right when he's looking at him, the Baby walks up. He's like, "No Walmart questions, no diaper questions," and then he says like something else, and we're like, "All right, cool."
Yeah, the Walmart thing is wild. But
what did he do? Yeah, I didn't even know. What happened?
So the story is, dudes, because I saw him on other interviews where he had already talked about it, so he's probably tired of it. But some dudes tried to rob him in the Walmart. Like he was with his daughter and his family and shit.
Oh, wow.
And two dudes it was in North Carolina. Like they ran up on him, and they were like they recognized who he was, and they were like, meet you outside, because he's like, usually, in gang shit, they see you with your family. They don't, what I'm saying? They usually like, I'll catch you later. You know what I'm saying? Right. But like he said it was some young dudes that didn't really obviously know what was going on. And so, I guess he had the thing on him. Yeah. And he had a tool on him. And I guess he ended up killing a guy in self-defense.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. Because the guys pulled up on him. And they were trying to rob him at gunpoint, so he ended up shooting the dude. The dude ended up dying, but he went to the cops, like he went to the jail, and they didn't even book him. Like they let him out the same day, like because it was self-defense.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. I'm like, that's fucking wild. But he says little shit in his rap about it. Like what I'm saying, have you looking at your mom and them, grandma and them praying out for you outside the Walmart. Shit like that.
Oh shit!
So like the shit that he said, he actually about.
Yeah.
Like if you watch his videos and you listen to his songs, like he has like a little funny shit in it. But like he obviously is actually about street shit.
Wow, man. Yeah. That's why. Yeah, that's the first thing he said is no, I want to talk about Walmart. We're like, all right, we don't know what it is, but cool.
Yeah. So
now we kind of want to talk about it. But.
Yeah, like, well, now what the fuck happened at Walmart?
Right.
That shit,
man.
Probably
a good thing. Probably made for a good interview because he want to talk about it.
Right. No, man. But I appreciate you guys having me on, man. This has meant a lot to me. Like I said, whenever you guys, I'll be more than welcome to come back on whenever you guys want to have me again, yo.
Yeah, because we want to come get one of those plaques, bro, and we want to be able to do that send off, turns up.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. We're gonna get you in the studio.
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna look at some flights because I got a free voucher for Southwest, so we just gotta get one flight and then we'll be out there, right. And then we have a place to stay, so I'm thinking we'll just come out like that Friday, do the media shit Saturday, and then go out Saturday night or some shit, and then fly out Sunday.
Yeah, man, that'd be perfect. That'd be perfect. And again, like I say, man, we'll take you guys, show you guys what's up. We'll take you to the Flow Studio, go up there and check out the FM studio and all that, get some pics and stuff, man, and then get some of the jocks to get you guys some drops for the show.
That'd be awesome, dude. And then last thing, man, this show is sponsored by Sunday Scaries, anxiety awareness gummies, tinctures, and FOMO bones for dogs. So I just want to let you know for or your audience too, bro. If they go to the website and use our promo code Bucket Up, they'll get 10% off. I know, the weed scene's huge in Colorado, but CBD's on the rise.
Oh yeah, CBD's huge, bro, and we're getting into that as well. So that's what's up. I'll definitely have to check them out for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, shouts to the sponsor on that. I know I got crazy anxiety from driving post car accident, yada yada. But other than that, Ty, thanks for putting up with me week in and week out, bro. I don't know how you do it. A lot of people don't. But again, man, this is the Bucket Up Podcast, volume 83. The Bucket Hat Boys continue to grow. We're gonna keep going because we got just enough time in the day like Beyonce, so we gotta grind like her. But beyond that, man, 83 in the books for the Bucket Hat Boys, for the kid JB. I'm out. We out. We out.
Let's go.
All right, homie.
Lance, appreciate it, man.
You still there, bro? Or do you
yourself? I don't know. Lance, you still there? I don't know, I think it froze on him. No, he's gone. Hello?
I don't even know.
It looks like he's frozen. Oh no, he's gone.
I ejected him. I wasn't sure. He wasn't saying anything, so I was like,
That's funny, bro.
It's still recording, by the way. You want to just do the rundown real quick?
Yeah, that was good. I'm starving, bro.
I feel like we kind of like went all out of the order, but it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's whatever.
You kind of hit the ground running, like, all right, fuck it, let him go.
Yeah, I know. You gotta adapt, fuck it.
Yeah.
What should I eat though? For real?
Food, probably. Huh? Yeah, I'm almost done.
You're recording though.
I'm recording right now. No, I'm serious. We do like the little bump thing at the end, and then I put it to the front. Why?
What's up, Katie?
Jesse said, "What's up?" This is literally all gonna be on YouTube. So.
Hi.
Okay.
What up?
So we can just say on today's episode of the Bucket Up Podcast, you can do like Lance Mijares. What was that?
I guess roommates have friends over.
There's Joelle over there chilling.
Nah, she's with her sister. Her sister's boyfriend's mom bought them like spa tickets. Or not tickets, but like they're gonna get their nails done and get spa shit. So I'm just going by myself. I'm gonna go get some weed or something. I don't know.
Let's just say Lance Mijares comes on to talk about his start with Turned Up TV.
Yeah, how he started Turned Up TV, the radio life, alternate universe professions, favorite food and least favorite food. It feels like mad late, but it's only 12 o'clock.
Right. And the thieves.
Yeah, see, this is what happens. I'm always like, man, what should I eat? What should I eat? And then I get like, I can't decide. And then I just end up eating the same shit.
And more. Okay. I'll say on today's episode of the Bucket Up Podcast, and then you'll say Out the way. Facebook notification. All right, so I'll say on today's episode of Bucket Up Podcast, and then you'll say the homie Lance Mejeres comes on to talk about his start with Turn Up TV. And then I'll say, and then I you just say, and the radio life, and I'll say the best meal we've ever had. Yeah, the best meal we ever had. Then you can say Avengers Endgame, Dinner Thieves, and then I'll just say the new Schoolboy Q album and more. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. On today's episode of the Bucket Up Podcast,
The homie Lance Mejeres comes on to talk about his start with Turned Up TV and the radio life.
we all talk about our best meal that we've ever had.
Ty saw Avengers Endgame twice in like 20 hours, and I saw Den of Thieves.
And the new Schoolboy Q album just dropped, and much, much more.
Tune in.